used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I said quietly, agreed politely.
Hello everybody, and welcome to our second episode of Steady Fire, a talk show where we talk about things that are on our mind this week. I'm your host, Bobby Sager, with my co-host, Cody Walsh, and we've got some interesting topics for you today. Our first topic that we'd like to talk about is a follow-up to what we talked about last week with the new Apple release. I have the iPhone 6, and I'd like to give you a little rundown of how I like it after my first 24 hours or so of usage. I went with the 6, not the 6 Plus. I don't really like larger phones. And so far, I like it a lot. It feels good. I got an OtterBox on it, and I can't say it's too big, so it's not bad. What have you thought about? I mean, you've played around with it a little bit since I've got it, so what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like physically it feels really good in the hand. As far as iOS 8 goes, I mean, I have it on my phone, the older model of the iPhone. I think it's pretty good. Is there anything that really stands out to you?
I really like what they did with the messaging. I think it's cool that there's they kind of incorporated like a lot of things that you can do with the popular app Snapchat, and you can sort of do those right in your messaging app now. And I think that's kind of cool, but at the same time, it doesn't take away from a point where I'm kind of like, oh, I'm going to get rid of my Snapchat now. So I think they did a good thing by adding to it, and there's also a lot of other things you can do with group messages and such like that. And it's kind of a small feature, but I really like is the you can download widgets now. And so like I'm a big sports fan, so I have like all my Rangers, Yankees, Giants, all their scores and stuff come right in my notifications menu. So that's pretty cool. I like that a lot.
I'm going to say that the one thing I really don't like about the new update is the voice command messages in the texting.
Yeah.
I've been sending so many accidental messages of me talking about nothing to people, and I'm not getting a really great review about it, so that's where I stand on that.
All right, our second topic today is about the wild card baseball games that we had over the past 2 nights. We had a great game in Kansas City between the Royals and the Athletics, which I thought was crazy.
Game.
And the second one was not so much. It was a little bit of a
game?
blowout. So I guess this is
blowout.
more so than like a recap of the sports. It's just kind of our opinion on it and what you think about the wild card thing and how you enjoyed watching it.
The first game was playoff baseball.
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody wanted. Extra innings, walk-offs, underdogs. That was it. The second game, dude, I don't think anybody wanted to watch that.
Yeah, nobody wants to. You get a 1-game playoff. Nobody really wants to see a blowout. You know what I mean? It's not really like a. I don't know. It's something where you want like a close game, like what we had between the A's and the Royals.
Especially at home.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a home
it's
crowd.
a little embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, after a couple years of just being horrible, the Pirates are pretty good, but they just couldn't make the cut this year.
And
so
it kind of like it hurts for me to watch a little bit because I like Andrew McCutchen a lot, so I kind of want to see him have a little success in his career. And with the Pirates, you just don't know how long their chances are going to last.
I firmly believe that.
It's
definitely one of the more respected players in the MLB too.
Yeah, definitely. He's I like the way he plays the game too. He keeps his mouth shut and
He's
just
a good
goes out
guy.
there and does
He's
what
a
he's
good
got
guy.
to do. All right, I want to leave a little bit of time at the end here for our last topic because I know it's something Cody's going to be really passionate about. We talked about the N64 last week, and now we want to talk about the original Nintendo gaming console, the Nintendo Entertainment System, otherwise known as the NES. So I know you've got a little bit more expertise on this one than me playing it as a kid, so tell me a little about your favorite games, and I'll try to give you a few of mine.
Some of my favorite games are the obvious Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros., but what really sticks out is Super Mario Bros. 3. It was a lot better game than the original and the second one.
It was.
Not to say that the first two were not good at all.
Yeah.
But I think that my favorite game for the system is probably TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The Turtles in Time, right?
The Turtles in Time.
That's kind of a hard one to find. A lot of people that goes for upwards of like $20 or $30. Well, I mean, it's not like that expensive in terms of like buying a new game for PS4 or something.
It's expensive for me.
It's still
College.
It's quite expensive. One that you didn't mention that I'm actually a big fan of the series is Castlevania.
Yes.
That's a great series, and that got its roots started out on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and I enjoy those games a lot. Having my favorite for the system, or not for the system, out of the series probably being the one for 64, which was just Castlevania, but it kind of took on the name Castlevania 64. It's kind of a different topic, but I do like that series, and I know that they have different game setups. I know one's like a side-scrolling, side scroller, but they're great action games. They're a lot of fun.
The series got started really good on NES. It had 2 games actually in the series in the top 100 games of NES. So that's a huge thing.
I have the only one I have now is I'm kind of getting into my NES collecting at the moment. So I bought Castlevania 2, which I believe is Simon's Quest.
Yeah.
I bought that one and I got that for like $5. So I thought that was pretty good. I haven't played it yet. I don't have a system yet. I'm getting a Retron 5 soon, which will probably be something we'll talk about soon too. But other than that, the one thing that I will say about the NES that I thought was cool is, you know how they originally came out with Super Mario Bros. By itself?
Yeah.
And then they reprinted it with Duck Hunt on it too? That's kind of cool. You don't see that anymore. You don't get like 2 games on one disc or anything like that. That was probably pretty cool back in the day. With the Zapper too.
Yeah. NES did some weird things when they promoted games and stuff. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game actually came with a coupon for $5 off at Pizza Hut on the back of the game. I don't know why, but
you see, I like what they're
awesome.
I like what they're doing there, because if you do that, you're kind of like saying, all right, Friday night you're gonna have your friends over to play some NES, and you guys can get a pizza.
$5 off a pizza.
Well, I think we've covered that base a little bit. We'll be back with more of this information and other things we've got on our minds next week. Thank you for watching Steady Fire. I'm Bobby Sager, and this is Cody Walsh. Have a good week.